This game is rated T for Teen. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Destroy All Humans. In the last episode, we went to Santa Modesta and collected all 50 of the collectibles. But in this episode, we're going to go to Area 42 and collect all 24 of them. And we're getting really close to the end, guys. There's only 2 places to go for collectibles. But let's go ahead and dive right into Area 42 and find every single one of them, shall we? So the first one is where we landed at the saucer is actually right by the military base and the majestic base as well. I went all the way to the hangars, and right on one of these satellite dishes there is a collectible. So you want to use your jetpack, climb up to it, grab it, and there's the first one. The second one is actually across the runway from the last hangar, or at least from the satellite dish. And in between these 2 propane tanks, there's a collectible, and there's the second one. The next one, you want to make your way across the runway once again, and on the second hangar here, the middle one, there's a collectible up here. Grab it, and there's number 3. So heading away from the runway, there is these dirt mounds here, which has little tiny bunkers, where I believe there's also landmines, but beyond the fence here that leads outside of the perimeter, there is a collectible on this rock, so pick it up, and there's number 4. Number 5 is actually going to be within this little perimeter here, where you have this little house, or I guess like barracks. And there's a collectible right here. Oop, gotta be careful. But pick it up, and there's your next one. The next one is actually in front of where the entrance is in this main building, and on top of it, where the front doors are, there's a collectible. So pick it up, and there's your next one. So moving on the outside of the base from the front, you want to make your way to the left, and there's actually a floating collectible on top of this rock here. So you would just jet back up to it, grab it, and there's your next one. Moving into the majestic base, there are actually 2 of them that are pretty obvious to see. One of them is on top of the tallest building, or at least one of the taller buildings. And on top of the very tip top of it, where this glass dome is a collectible. And then right across the way, on this other glass dome, is another collectible. So there's 2 more right there. Moving on the outskirts, or at least along the perimeter of the majestic base, where these cargo crates are, there is a collectible in between them. And if I don't die, you are able to pick it up, and there's the next one. So moving even further out from the base, as I throw that soldier away, there's a collectible that's in this box here, and you can pick it up. Like, you don't really need to be that close to it, apparently, but there you go. There's the next one. Another one that's actually close by, if you just follow the path from where I collected the one in the box, there's actually one above this archway, this rock formation archway, that's actually by another one of the landing areas for your saucer. But there's the next collectible. So the next one is actually nearby these 3 satellite dishes, and it's actually also in front of the smaller base in Area 42, and it's on top of this giant rock, so pick it up, and there's the next one, and actually across the way, you can fly on over with your jetpack and grab this other one that's on this giant rock formation. And there you go, there's 2 more. And a third one, which is actually on one of the tips of the satellite dishes here. These communication satellite dishes, I assume these are for communications. So it might be a little tricky to get up to it at first, as you can see. I'm kind of struggling. But there you go, you can pick it up, and there's 3 in a row. So moving into the smaller base, there's smaller craters around here, but there's a huge one, and at the very bottom of it, there is a collectible. And there you go, there's the next one. We're at 16 out of 24 collectibles, so we're getting really close to finishing. Let's find the rest of them. Another one that's on the outskirts of the military base is there's one that's hiding behind a rock here. It's actually by one of these cruise missiles, or I guess anti-air missiles. Pick it up, and there's the next one for you. So there's one that's actually right in the corner here, near on the perimeter of the Majestic military base, and you just want to pick it up right there. And there's the next one. Only 6 more to go, actually. We're at 18 out of 24, so 6 more to go. So another one that's actually quite hidden that you may not be able to see is actually next to the one that we got with the rock formation that has the archway right behind us right here. There's actually one that is by these trees and cactus and by the landing pad right here for our saucer. Well, let's move on to the next one. So another one that actually looks down on this road here. There, on this rock formation, there is a collectible that floats right here that you can grab. And there's the next one. And if you continue following the rock formation here along the road here, you can either go left or right. You can go entirely around it. You'll eventually come across another one of these collectibles that's floating right here. So pick it up and we'll move on to the next one. So if you go past this anti-air missile guidance rocket, whatever you want to call it, right where that large rock formation was across from it, of that road that you looked over from one of the last collectibles that we picked up, there's a fenced-in area here that is kind of abandoned. There's nothing else in here except for a collectible that sits in the corner. So you want to pick it up, and we'll move on to the next one. Only 2 more to go. Heading back to the satellite dishes here, the 3 that are lined up, the very right one actually has one sitting on the ground right next to it. So you want to pick it up, and that is 23 out of 24, only 1 more to go. The last one, surprisingly enough, is actually hiding right behind the 3 arrays here. And if you just jump down here, it's where these 3 rocks that are attached to each other are. You pick it up, and there's 24 out of 24. And it's all the collectibles in Area 42. So let's return to the mothership, and let's spend the DNA that we got from all those collectibles, shall we? Alright, so let's spend some let's spend some DNA on crypto upgrades, which I believe that the only things we could do is either the anal probe. Disintegrator rate is probably what we need to do, because we need to increase the capacity of it. And that's really all that we can afford for crypto for now, except for the Cortex scan, which, you know what, we'll buy it. We need to get full upgrades on everything. But in the next episode, we're going to go to Uniontown, and we're going to grab all 25 collectibles within the city. And that one's going to be kind of more of a scavenger hunt, because it's a denser place. There's a lot of bigger buildings, and especially when we move on to Capital City, because in Capital City we'll explore the area first to get the collectibles, all 30 of them, before we do the final mission. So anyway, if you guys enjoy this, be sure to leave a like if you haven't already. I would really appreciate that. And don't forget to hit subscribe as well, because that lets me know that you guys know the content on the channel and would like to see more. I've been Savvy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys. See you later.